Hi, so this video is a response video to a talk video about how do you get people to watch your videos. And so I thought I'd like to talk about that for a bit. If you're coming here from there, then hi, I'm What Fan Are, but I also run the Nerd Cubed channels with my best friend and recently his father. So to give you some context for those of you just joining us, the Nerd Cubed gaming channel has about 500,000, well, actually quite a bit over, 500,000 subscribers. The In Real Life channel, which is a bit more my area, has significantly over 100,000, and then we've got a dad at like I said, Dan's dad's channel started up. Currently has no videos and already has, a good, I think it's about 60,000 subscribers. And that really goes to show you how important the concept of advertising and promotion of videos can be, as I know there are so many people with less than 60,000 subscribers who have videos on their channel. Therefore, currently, infinitely better. Just by, the way statistics work. So there's clearly something that's important there. However, if you're looking at those numbers and you're then looking at this channel and then saying, but you only have I think I have slightly over 1,000 subscribers at the moment. I don't know if you're watching this in the future where it will be. But at the moment it's about 1,000 subscribers, and you're there going, well, how do you have such a few number? And the answer here is actually more important than the question of the how do I acquire them, which is I only have 1,000 subscribers because I make it hard for people to find this channel. I don't go around telling everyone that I've got an extra channel on my Nerd Cubed site. I only sometimes tweet when I upload a video from my Twitter, and the number of people who follow us on YouTube in general, is a much higher number than the number of people who follow us on Twitter. I actually make it really hard, and I make people work for it. And that's because this is a much more personal channel to me. This is me exposing myself a lot more than, comedy sketches or playing computer games. When we're doing those, it's a bit more tongue-in-cheek, friendly, we pick fights. This is a place for me to be more me. And the counter-argument, and the reason I want that audience, is because I've had videos about depression and things like that, which then get thousands of views and no dislikes, which when you're trying to expose yourself, not having dislikes, having the right audience can sometimes, in particularly this case for me, was a lot more important than having an audience. So in addition to making sure that you get the right audience, which by itself can be a challenge, the other things that you have to bear in mind is how big are you? What counts as getting views? Because the honest truth is that we have got to a point, particularly on the main channel, where the number of views that we want is really the number of views that we're getting. We do tweet about it so that people on Twitter know that's going on, and, it gets upgraded and the subscribers goes in. But we actually have a healthy growth through word of mouth. Once you've told someone and there's stuff out there, it kind of self-perpetuates, if someone enjoys your content and you focus on making the good content, it goes through. I mean, we don't even get to do things like the community building and talking to the audience as much as we'd like to, because we put a video out once a day on the main channel, and that's a fully edited video. That's not just, I've sat in front of the computer for an hour. It's, multiple hours of work and then multiple hours of editing and then all of the rendering and putting it up afterwards. It's an awful lot of work. We barely have times to do anything else. And we somehow managed to also do an in real life channel. And at the moment, all of the stuff that's going on to Dad Cubed is being run through us while his dad's still learning how to build things up. So, at the moment, the workload is just at the point where we can't afford to do the advertising. The thing is, it's not cost effective for us to go and chase down every single subscriber, because we've got to a point where the increase that we get naturally is more than is necessary for us to keep living a comfortable life. And we're happy if everything stays still. We don't want it to, but, we could live a very good life with everything just freezing and acquiring no one and losing no one. So we do want to acquire new people, that's definitely good, but the effort now is in just making sure that we've got the quality because people are coming to us. Now this is okay for us because in general, if you want to find really good Let's Plays or comedy sketches, you do stand a good chance of eventually finding us. We are regularly in reasonably high on the search options, and there are lots of people talking about us. So if you have friends who like Let's Plays, if you go onto forums and say, what Let's Play should I watch? We have a tendency to crop up in those without us having to put the effort in. You know, other people promote other people. One of the few things that we have started doing is putting mystery videos up. We send people all over to a channel of something that we enjoy. That video then gets a whole load of hits from us, but then obviously when our fans go over there, they all start talking in the comments section, and that has occasionally brought people that we have sent people to their video to then come back to us and acquired a few fans from there from following that path backwards. It's not the most effective way, but it's nice for us because we actually get to send some people somewhere else, and we really appreciate the value of the community and growing that community in all of those different areas. It is about the best we are at getting involved, and we would like to be more involved than we are, but we do the best that we can. So what if you haven't reached the level of sustainability? Well, the honest answer is that how you can get people in does depend on size. I mean, right now we're doing this and we're self-sustainable. Before, you know, when we were starting out, I mean, we actually started out with a YouTube channel with about 2,000 subscribers because we'd run a webcomic beforehand. So we had some fans. We didn't necessarily start completely from scratch. However, most of how we got to where we are at the moment came from, we did work for Machinima and then got a deal with them to actually link to ourselves after we'd done the work on Machinima. And we then managed to also do lots of work. I mean, because we run more video game centric channel, lots of things like contacting the people we were making the games for, particularly in the early days when we had to anyway. We built up relationships with those people, and that helped us. And we spent a lot of time early on working out how to run Reddit, working out, for example, because of the way that Reddit works, the more vague and stupid your description is, the more people will click on it. So rather than Nerdcubed plays a train simulator, it's some crazy dude at the hand. Some crazy dude gets hold of the tube station or something like that. That was a rubbish example, but the point remains that, you know, we worked out how to work that system because early on, when you were acquiring 1,000 people, that was something that was really important. Whereas now, an extra 1,000 people is still important, but it's less of a, oh wow, did you see this? We acquired a whole 1,000 new subscribers, because that kind of happens all naturally by itself. I mean, if you're starting off, the honest truth is, finding your friends, forcing them to sit down in front of a computer and watch your video is a very time-effective way of getting someone to watch your video, because if they can say, oh, that's good, and start telling other people, then you acquire subscribers, because early on, it's very hard. It gets easier as you go along. I mean, like I said, we try and do our best to pass on the joy and try and promote other things that we find that's good. But, you know, how do you even find it onto our radar is also a challenge by itself. There are so many tricky parts to the nature. There are a group of rules of how do you make sure that you can do things in a very quick, effective way of getting hold of a video that's successful. But it's not a good way of how to make a subscription system. You know, being able to make a video which has a tick list of things that people search for does bring people in, but you've then got to be able to keep them yourself. And I wasn't really trying to make a video so much about how you should make it, but more what sorts of things should you be thinking about. And I feel that's something that wasn't necessarily mentioned in the original video, and I've really wanted to bring attention to, which was what audience do you want? You don't want just any audience, you've got to make sure you've got the right one. And yes, promoting yourself is useful, but you've also got to make sure that you're promoting yourself in the right way. Occasionally you will be lucky and someone will come out of nowhere and promote you, and suddenly you'll do very well, which does happen every now and then. We got kind of lucky in that we were working for Machinima, so we promoted ourselves through Machinima. So we helped ourselves, if that makes sense. But the point was that this is how we managed to get it to work, and I felt that that was important to look at. But the other important thing was that you do need an advertising structure to gain success, and you do need to keep putting effort into that advertising structure, updating it as your size increases, because the advertising structure of force everyone down and watch videos does not make sense if you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I can't spend the time sitting them down to watch a video if I'm releasing one video a week, and certainly not for 500,000 people if we've got a video going up every day. Those are just impossible numbers, and you've got a level of it self-perpetuating. So I do think that's some of how it works. There are also more fun ways of advertising, like cooperating with other people of similar size. We do not have much of that experience at the moment because we were much faster than the regular person, and therefore have no connections with people the same size of us. But anyway, so that's kind of how I think advertising works. It's how it works here. So I hope that helped you.